Paul Sontrop, Wichita Eagle. Hey, Fred, Wichita State's got some guys who are kind of breaking through in this NCAA tournament. Do you remember what that was like for you in 2013 and kind of how that, changed the way you viewed yourself or what was possible?
Yeah, definitely. It's fun. First and foremost, it's the most fun thing in the world. It's what you work hard for. It's what you put all the hours in the gym for. And to do it as a young guy, it's even more special because there's not as much expectations, and your freshman year is always hard, ups and downs, full of extreme confidence and lows and valleys and stuff like that. So I'm sure Markis has been through that this year in terms of high points and low points, and I think this is the time of the year where it can get consistent, and you just focusing on basketball, and it all comes together in the right time, and it can kind of be the jump start of your career.
Questions for these student athletes? In front.
Andy Katz from ESPN. Fred, you guys are always described as a very tough team. How would you define this team's toughness?
It's hard to put it into words, but I feel like anybody that watched that game last night, won't have a hard time understanding what that means for us in terms of diving on the floor, just playing the game the right way, playing as hard as you possibly can, physically and mentally tough, and putting it all together at the right time. Obviously, it wasn't a beautiful offensive performance, but when you can hold a team that averages 81 to 55, all you have to do is make a couple more shots than them, and things will usually go your way. So we pride ourselves on being tough, and we struggle with that at some points during the year, but it's all coming together right now at the right time. And I think for every guy that stepped on the court, they held up to that standard.
Questions for Markis or Shaquille? Questions? Try right here.
Dave Dahl, KNSS Radio. Markis, these guys have been through the battles before. They've talked to you about what it's like. Is it as you anticipated? Just describe the NCAA tournament from your perspective.
Yes, most definitely. It's just as anticipated, In the beginning of the season, I asked them if he made the NCAA tournament, how it was going to be. And they just told me by the time that time come, all the hard work going to pay off at the end of the season. And you're going to be used to it by now, and you're just going to be mentally focused for it. So, it's finally coming into play, and I'm blessed to be in a position where I can show the world, and we can show the world how tough we are, how great we are defensively, and how we can win games.
Paul.
Paul Sontrop, Wichita Eagle. Markis and Shaq, it appears Miami uses a lot of ball screens, really good at that. What's that mean for you two defensively, trying to help defend ball screens?
Shaq, you want to take that first?
Definitely just at the point of attack, of the screen, we just got to be ready to stop the ball, stop them from penetrating into the paint, and execute our defensive principles.
Same thing he said, point of attack, when we come off that screen, hopefully our bigs there to hedge or do whatever they possibly can do to stop the ball, and where we can come back to the ball and guard our guy and stay in front of him. And that's what it is. If we get that done, I'm pretty sure we'll be in a good position to win.
Question over here.
Bill Koch with the Providence Journal. Fred, most nights you and Ron, you match up against an opposing backcourt, and you're going to be older than them. Tomorrow you play against Miami, two fifth-year guys, and Rodriguez and McClellan. What's it like to play against someone who's, has almost or equal experience?
It's basketball at the end of the day. Those guys are a terrific backcourt. Obviously, they got tons of experience. So it's just going to come down to who plays the best. There's no advantages, disadvantages. It's once the time to tip off, whoever plays better, I'm sure, and whoever can try to make the most out of their matchups and hopefully win their matchups is probably going to be the key to the game. So we know that. We know that they're a great backcourt. We give them a ton of respect, and we'll just be ready to play and ready for the challenge.
More questions for these student athletes? Paul.
Paul Sontrop, Wichita Eagle. Fred, it seems you and Angel share a lot of similarities as far as pace of play, kind of being in control, all that kind of stuff. Do you see those similarities, and how would you kind of describe Angel?
I mean, I do wonder, like, if we didn't look so much alike or look similar to each other, will we get the same comparisons? I do wonder that. I was arguing with the team last night that we didn't look so much alike other than being a point guard with similar hair and the same skin tone. So I do wonder if, if I was super dark-skinned or super bright, if we would still get those similarities. But he's a heck of a point guard. He definitely runs the show. Change of pace. Obviously, he's a smaller guy, so he has to have all those tricks and be crafty to get the job done. And he does it. He does it really well. He's super good off the bounce, creating for his team, pick and roll situations, ISO situations, and he makes big shots. So those are all similarities, that I have as well. And like I said earlier, it's just about who can play better for 40 minutes, and hopefully we'll have our team ready to go.
More questions? We'll go right in front. Right here. Oh, we'll go Andy.
Thank you. Since you were in Dayton, that means you guys were one of the last at-larges to be in the field. So prior to the announcement on Sunday, how worried were you whether or not Wichita State was going to be in the tournament?
I mean, I think we were just anxious more than anything. I think our body of work and the type of team we are, and we felt good about ourselves in terms of getting in. It's just a matter of who, what, where, when, why, that type of question. And as the names keep popping up and you're sitting in the room, you could just feel everybody getting anxious, and it's contagious. And I think it built up a little bit, but as soon as we saw it pop up, obviously the playing game is not an ideal situation, but it is what it is, and we're here. We turned around and got to play in 36 hours, and we get the early game Saturday, so that's more good luck for us, I guess. But we'll take it, and it's just fitting for our story, and we're up for the challenge.
Question right here.
Shaq and Markis.
And
Dave,
your name again?
Dave Dahl, KNSS Radio.
Thank you.
So you expend a lot of energy, especially on defense, but the team goes deep, and you're getting long timeouts during the NCAA tournament. Any fatigue feeling at all?
The fatigue is really little, I feel, because we got a very deep bench, like you said. But when we take pride on defense and try to go as hard as we can. And as soon as we feel a little tired, Fred will let us know, like, yo, you need to get out or something like that. So then we just give a fist, because we want to make sure that we're effective the whole time we're on the court, no matter who it is. You can't be selfish. So no matter 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, as long as you can go hard the whole time and help the team out and give a fist, then that keeps you, ready to go.
Oh, man, well, I'll be tired, because, I just try to play as hard as I can because, I'm the youngest guy on the court probably, so I try to show that I can play the hardest I can on defense, show as much energy as I can, and when I'm tired, I just put a fist up. I don't want to hurt my team, so I just put my fist up, see when I'm out, but I'm definitely going to play as hard as I can, or I could be so tired and then just put my fist up, get out, catch a breather, and get back in the game.
Paul, did you have a question?
Paul's on drop Wichita Eagle. Shaq and Markis, a lot of the two teams you've played before, they've remarked about Wichita State, always in the stance, always playing hard on defense. Do you feel like teams are maybe a little unprepared for that you get out there and and they're just not ready to go against that kind of defense for as long as you guys play?
I have to say, teams that, of course, know that we play them next, they notice that we're a pretty good defensive team. But we also, I guess you could say, smaller than most of the teams we go against, because they got 7-footers, and once again, Miami, they got 7-footers. So I don't think that they are off the charts, just like, all right, just ready. Because when you see us, you don't see all right, these guys are intimidating or anything like that. But we go out there and we just play as hard as we can and take pride on defense and rebounding, because that's what Coach Marshall harps on. So that's what we are in toughness.
Go ahead.
Just like he said, we're a smaller team, so I don't think teams really look at us like very scared, saying they probably don't even respect us at all. But I mean, that's why Coach gets on us to be. We got to work really hard. We got to be very tough because we're not the biggest team in the world. So we just got to show these guys the defense they never seen before, and hopefully get the win.
Question, Bill.
Bill Koch with the Providence Journal. Markis, even though you're a freshman on this stage for the first time, I know you played at a very high level in New Jersey, and you played for Coach Hurley in high school. I wonder how that prepared you for what you're going through now, your first time in the NCAAs.
I mean, in high school, we were if not the best defensive team in the country too, But I mean, that's high school, When you get to college, it's totally different, The game is much faster. Everybody wants to score. In high school, they probably just got one or two dudes who does everything. But in this, everyone wants to cut. Everybody wants to screen. Everybody wants to find open spots on the court to score. So you just got to be in the right position to play defense and stuff, and just be smart and stay locked in, So in high school, you probably could doze off and still get a win or something. But in college, you got to stay locked in the whole game. That's the difference. And that's what I'm working on right now. So hopefully I continue to stay locked in and stay focused.
Okay, we have time for one more question. Anyone? Okay, Paul?
Paul Zondra, Wichita Eagle. For any of you three, there's been a lot of talk about how Wichita State's #1 in the Ken Pomeroy defensive statistics. I'm curious, is that something players know about, watch, care about?
I mean, we all got social media, so we'll see it eventually. And anytime you be #1 in something in the country, you take pride in that. So I'll take it. I don't care what it is. If somebody made it up, we'll take it. But that also means we got to go out there and prove it every game too. So take that as a challenge. I think we show how good we can be defensively, and it's going to take that type of effort, tomorrow in order to have a chance to win.